Have you ever been called a fake gamer girl? Maybe you play games that aren't considered real games by toxic gamer bros? Well, then you need to check out Fake Gamer Girls, a podcast hosted by Erin, Sam, and Josie, three sisters that live by one particular mindset. Fake Gamer Girl isn't a gender, it's a state of mind. Fake Gamer Girls is a show for the girls who game and the non-girls who respect the girls who game, because gaming can often be an uninclusive space for women and queer people. Join the hosts as they dare to ask the hard gaming questions like, are any of the monsters in Lethal Company sexy? Is Maya Lewis the real villain of Stardew Valley? And were the Barbie and Bratz video games any good? The Fake Gamer Girl show might give you whiplash as the hosts vacillate between serious discussions about women in gaming and debating whether they would smash or pass Bowser. But whiplash aside, Fake Gamer Girls is a podcast guaranteed to show you a great time. Listen to Fake Gamer Girls on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.
The power shot on your balls, right? That's always cool when you land it. You get this big and like a big rainbow streak going behind your ball.
Yes, they do let you know when you're doing a good job.
You're good.
Well done. Here's a pink star.
And the ball slightly explodes when it hits the ground because and the backspin and the top spin.
Oh, the backspin. There's a nice little Sonic trail for you.
Yeah, it's very kind of like caveman-esque endorphins being hit here.
Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of everyone's favorite podcast, the Critical Arcade Podcast. I'm your host, Nick.
And I'm Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Hello, Nick. Are you well?
No, I am mortified.
Mortified? Wow, that's a good start. Come on, what mortified you?
It's not this week's game, though. We'll get to that in a bit. Last night, I finished... I don't know if you ever played... any of the Plague Tale games?
No, but I've seen the rat-fueled two kids type running away from bad guys type game, right? I've seen lots of videos of it.
That's essentially what it boils down
Sorry,
to.
that's a very bland version of what the game is, but yeah, I know the games you're on about, yeah.
I just finished the sequel last night, A Plague Tale Requiem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeesh! Those kids go through hell and back.
Well, it's... some kids kind of deserve that. No, I like. Was it a good story? Was it good?
It's an excellent story. Anybody who's played both the games or just one of the games, no, it's a wild ride. It is, but goodness, these kids. I do not envy this journey at all. Just playing through the games on a screen on a PlayStation. Woo! I've not played The Last of Us Part 2, but I think this is much worse than what Ellie goes through.
Well, yeah, it looks, to be honest with you, it's kind of mean to now bring up Ellie and the things she goes through. But I agree, that game looks far more terrifying all the time compared to terrifying half the time and then having emotional drama as well. You know, people are dying. It's basically, granted, the Plague's Tale. It's about famine and death and
yes.
I don't know, and things such as that.
Yes.
And it's somewhat medieval, am I right?
It's very medieval. It's set in the 14th century.
Which was a dark time in its own right without all the other
it's
things.
in France in the 14th century, and it is just... this is me recommending both Plague Tale games, A Plague Tale Innocence and A Plague Tale Requiem. I think they're both on Game Pass. And not so long ago, we got them on PS Plus. So lots of people should have access to those games. Play A Plague Tale Innocence, and then play A Plague Tale Requiem. Those games are chilling and mortifying, relentless, and absolutely excellent.
Well, that's a great segue into this week's game.
The polar opposite.
Okay.
It can't be more different. Dave, tell us what
that's
we
true.
play.
That's true. You can't argue that point. Well, this week, ladies and gents, we played... So this is where it gets very confusing. We played the 2017's Everybody's Golf for the PlayStation 4 originally.
What do you mean, the 2017's? What do you... Is there another Everybody's Golf?
Oh, geez, there's a history of Everybody's Golfs.
Really?
Did you not know?
No.
Everybody's Golf originally came out in like 1997 for the PlayStation 1. and it's not changed much in those 20 years.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Sorry, 10 years.
Okay, so there are multiple Everybody's Golfs.
Oh yeah, it was released in America. It was actually called Hot Shots Golf, I believe.
Oh, that's what I recognize.
Yeah,
okay, yes, I know that.
And they've released it. It was on the Nintendos, the PlayStations.
Yes.
Even the Vita, I think, got a version of Everybody's Golf in some form or another. So yeah, this is actually
wow.
like a legacy game.
I didn't know that. Somehow golf games are big, but I didn't know Everybody's Golf was just the westernized version, and it was called Hot Shots Golf or Hot Shots.
But there was a time where golf games, like you said, was super big. Like, what was the Tiger Woods PGA Tour game?
Yes,
that was massive. You don't see much of them anymore.
No.
But that was huge at one point. And
I think still 2K still releases a PGA Tour.
Yeah,
we just got too. Mario. Ooh, what's it called? Aces?
That's right, the newer one. That's what I think.
Is that
Switch
not the
one,
tennis one?
Now you say it, I think it could be. Makes more sense being tennis.
Yeah, there's a Mario golf game. Which might be Mario Aces, I'm not sure. But so also golf games are still around, kind of.
You have played, I felt like you've played one of the Mario games before, the golf versions, right? The older versions?
Yes, I played one on the N64. That I played. I actually played a lot.
Almost identical in gameplay with Everybody's Golf and the Mario games. But anyway, yeah, we played this week the 2017, the PlayStation 4's version of Everybody's Golf.
Yeah.
Kind of a reboot, because it started back with just Everyone's Golf 1. It's not a 2, 3, and all the other weird names.
Yeah.
It was by a developer called, this was the boardroom meeting when they developed the name of the studio was Japan Studio. Which
is actually quite the prolific studio.
Right? I was shocked by that too, because I was reading Japan Studio and thought, well, that's a dumb name. Let's delve deeper. And then I'm like, oh, shit. Like, damn.
oh, damn.
Yeah, Japan Studio.
People know what they're doing.
A subsidiary is Clap Hands, which is the one that everybody golf is most associated
hilarious
with.
Name.
But Japan Studios did Ape Escape, Loco Roco, Patapon, Gravity Rush, Ico, The Shadow Colossus, Bloodborne they had a hand in. Astro's Playroom for everybody's got a PlayStation 5.
I like Astro's, but I like most of those games.
Right? These are big IPs. I was like, damn, how did I not know Japan Studio?
And it's not like they fell off with Everybody's Golf. No, they did Astro's Playroom after they did this.
Yeah, 100%. They've been going strong. It's a strong Japanese studio. It's insanely strong. I could not believe it. And sorry, go on.
I'm wondering, does everybody just like Everybody's Golf because of Japan Studios?
I think there is a massive nostalgia thing, yeah. I think there's been... It's one of those games you grow up with. Even if it's not like the best game, we all go, oh yeah, we've got to get the next one of these because of this, and this.
Oh, of course, I used to play this with my sister when I was
exactly.
2.
Exactly. It's why Streets of Rage 4 came out or Battletoads got redone because it's that whole like, oh yeah, I used to play this as a kid and it was great. It's it's always a good jam, and then you buy it again, and it may not be the case this time around.
No.
Do you know this will blow you away? This was nominated, I didn't write down the year, for the Golden Joystick Award for Game of the Year.
What?
I think it was possibly 2017 when it came out. This was nominated for Game of the Year. Just let that sit in for a little bit. Game of the Year? Like, what else came out that year?
I'm sorry,
that this
Golden
was
Joystick.
in contention?
This is not... okay, there's a pedigree for sure.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
a definite
No
pedigree,
doubt.
and it had a nice chunky impact on the industry. I'm not going to dispute that, but this is not a contender for Game of the Year in 2017 when we got Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey. Those are 2017 games of the year. They're pushing the boundaries for what games could be. Everybody's Golf? No.
Well, let's do our dive in and see.
Okay,
if we can
start.
Find out why and see if the fans agree or not.
Let's start.
Well, let's jump straight into narrative. I wrote a very interesting note here.
What have you got?
None.
None. Yay, none.
Right?
Good job, Game of the Year. None.
There's there's no. It's hard to say, ladies and gentlemen. If you play PGA Tour and stuff, at least there's a career thing, right? Like in most sports
it's a
games.
tour. It's a tournament. There's a start and an end. There's tension. There are rival golfers.
Yeah.
Right. That's not the case.
There's just nothing. There's not even. I'm not sure. I've not played. Now, let me point out, ladies and gentlemen, I played like 30 to 40 hours of this game. This isn't a small run. And I still don't really see any underlying reason to why I'm doing it. That's my character is, I guess, on his way to become the greatest golfer of all time.
Did you just make a generic character?
Yeah, but there's no thread to pull. There's nothing really to chase down. It's just
I get
another round of golf. Another round. So narratively, I don't know if I missed something. What have you got down narratively?
I don't think so. You've played 30 to 40 hours of this game. You would know.
That's right. It's so
I got,
bizarre.
I think, 4 hours in this game. After you do the tutorial, there's this anime scene of the camera panning to a group of people's legs and fists and shoulders, and they talk about you like you're the newbie that will never overthrow the aristocracy.
That's right. Yeah.
And that just goes nowhere.
It really doesn't. It's like this little fluff bit, just to try and burn a fire in your soul to become the greatest. Because how could they talk about your little character like that?
Exactly. That goes absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, it's really. Again, we hit these games and we write down these narrative visuals, audios, things like that we dive into. And I sat here for 10, 20 minutes thinking, what do I put for narrative? There's none.
It is weird. I had to go to our structure sheet to see what's everything we put into narrative. And besides story, we've got dialogue and themes and lore, of which there's not much else. So I decided to look at the style as well. And I got that this game has got that Japanese kookiness.
Oh, yes, 100%. Yeah, you're right.
It's got that kooky Japan flavor, which... It's so odd. It's so odd. Which they mix with the gentleman's sport.
Oh, no doubt. Well, that's like you said, that's Japanese to a T.
How?
They love taking these things and just adding the quirkiness that is Japan. And
I don't get it. I don't get it. It should not be able to mix.
Yeah, so ladies and gents, narratively, you're a golfer. You do golf.
That's it.
That's it.
You golf.
You do tournaments. You earn some points. You gain some experience. That's about it.
That is. I mean, it does have a definite style that I can only call Japanese. Right? It's colourful. People are jumping and emoting.
Yes. Okay, so we've just found out no narrative. Smallest narrative segment in our podcast history. There's none.
I don't know. I've got some notes.
Go on. What else?
I don't know if you were trying to segue into visuals.
I was excited by the visuals of this game that I wanted to get there, but no. What other narrative do you have?
Okay, the style that I've got down for narrative could also be linked to visuals. I just don't. There is a definite style, but the narrative, it's just that this could be the most Japanese golf game to ever exist.
Yeah, okay, I'm with you. Yeah.
I'm pulling on nothing here. Like Danganronpa,
All right, yeah. Got you.
Even the help text is written like has some quirky dialogue. The help text has got flavor text.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It also, strangely enough, it reminds me of Japanese TV. Have you ever seen Japanese TV?
Yes.
And it's all
through memes mostly. And
yeah,
Takeshi's
exactly.
Castle.
And big stamped like... And,
yes, exactly. Boom!
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like being on Japanese TV in the game. Like you said, it's kind of what... And it's I know exactly what you mean. It's got that bizarre Japanese-ness on
definitely.
Everything.
At any moment throughout this game, any moment, even throughout the auto-loading screens, you could have that Japanese man shout, "Yo!"
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
That's so weird. It's so weird. That's a thing, but yeah, it's very true.
I almost feel like this was made because the CEO of Hanz, whatever, wanted to introduce his 6-year-old to golf, but there was no games for him to introduce his 6-year-old to golf. So he just he's told his studio, "Oh, let's reboot Hot Shots or Everybody's Golf."
Well, that's interesting because that actually sounds good.
Yes,
like
yes.
That, like to get golfing into the hands of a younger generation and all the other like nice ways of rephrasing.
That's all I've got. That's all I've got. That's the only thing I can think of who this game is for, because I don't know who this game is for. This game's called Everybody's Golf, yet this isn't for anybody.
This is just one person. There's only one person who would like that. It was the developers.
Yes.
So it's yeah, you're right. It is, I think by the very definition of Everybody's is the simplicity of it.
You say that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we'll delve into that later because I think we got the same.
No, I think that's the perfect segue to go into visuals.
Yes. Okay. So, like with a lot of indie games, this isn't one, but like with some developers, they don't do well in one area, but they sparkle in another area.
Yes.
Is that visuals? Is Everybody's Golf the most visually appetizing game out there for golfing enthusiasts?
I'm going to say no.
I'm shocked. I am shocked. Why? Why do you say no?
Well, like I said, there's a definite style. This game's definitely got a style, but it's not a good one.
Literally, my first thing I wrote down was Wii Sports, and then just like ever so slightly better. Not just like cones.
Yes, I've got that too.
Just Wii Sports, fundamentally.
I've got here, it's like the artists wanted to make the most widely appealing game that has ever hit the market. Yes. Trying to win over as many people as possible. Yeah, I agree. Wii.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
They wanted grandpa and grandma
exactly.
and little Jimmy Snicket over here to play this game like everyone did with Wii Golf.
So that must mean the character creation is robust and amazing, right? Like body shapes.
Wow, look at that! It is. Wow.
Right? It's you can make a character that looks just like you.
Yes, you could make a character look like, drum roll, everybody.
Whoa.
Wow.
And they play golf.
Credits.
Right? There you go. See? Genius.
I know it. I can definitely see that's what they went for.
Yes, yeah.
And I'm guessing in a country like Japan, it could have worked.
Well, yes, yeah, I agree. It's one of those things, and I think it's the main premise, and it's not done much. This game, again, I don't know really where to put it. It looks like it's designed for online again. This is, you make your little character and you play golf with your friends. And I know back in the day that was a big part of this game. It was simple. You picked it up, you played a round of golf, you had it. And it was kind of, just like the Wii did, like you could personalize grandma and stuff like that. I think that was one of the main points visually too. So you could all, because like the main world is basically a hub world, right? Like the world you go into to play your rounds of golf.
Yes.
So it's I'm trying to be nice. Because
I know, because I don't want to shit over a game like this, because there's obviously a lot of creativity that went into it. You could see some levels of passion that a lot of the game makers, creators, and designers put into it. You can definitely see all of that's been put into this. But I think the not so good, the isn't working, outweighs.
Oh, no doubt entirely.
Parts.
I'm just again with my huge details in narrative. I thought I had to go like full hog, like the visuals. That's going to be my area. I'm going to fluff out because it's so much there. And this was again hard. Like my notes for visuals, right?
Yeah.
I liked the golf courses because they looked relaxed. The golf. I know.
Oh, that's
right?
Nice,
isn't it?
No, I didn't. Oh, that's perfect. That is good. That's a great point. That's a great point. I like that. I like that. They do
this zen, like no one's in a hurry. There's no one like stressing you out to play through, and you're just smacking a ball. You hear the occasional bird.
And everyone's so encouraging around you.
This
good part.
That's right. This is a positive. Sorry, I got this down for audio. This is a positive vibe until it's not.
Yes.
It's late. But yeah, this is so like, whoa, son.
This is the game after you've come back from your job.
Yes.
Late at night, those extreme corporate Japanese jobs.
Yeah, of course. The salary.
Your boss finally clocks out at 11 p.m. So you can clock out at 11:01.
Of course.
And then you go home. All you want to do is just decompress. This is what you put on.
That's exactly right. It is weird, but that's exactly right. It's almost the same reason grown-ups and salarymen bought the Wii, so they could play the sports and resort or whatever everybody else had.
They could stand in the middle of their living room and they could swing a club.
Yeah, and this has that same aesthetic vibe. I agree that vibe runs out very quickly after your next tournament which looks kind of like the same golf course you did last time, but it's mirrored, so it's just...
so it's different.
It's just...
Shut up.
Yeah, that's right. It's just going left now instead of right.
Yes, it's unique. All right. Shut your mouth.
Yeah, sorry. And then, of course, there's back tees and front tees, which, okay, that's mixed it up. Whoa, this is new. Well, I say that like that's not actually a thing in golf. That's a genuine thing in golf. So this is being realistic.
Yeah.
And there's some fun stuff. The power shot on your balls, right? That's always cool when you land it. You get this big and like a big rainbow streak going behind your ball.
Yes, they do let you know when you're doing a good job. You're good. Well done. Here's a pink star.
And the ball slightly explodes when it hits the ground because and the backspin and the top spin.
The backspin. There's a nice little sonic trail for you.
Yeah, it's very kind of like caveman-esque. Endorphins being hit here, but when you hit it and you see your ball go, like you say, sonic, and you're like, that's a badass backspin.
I'm cool.
Like I said, it is fun.
It is fun, and because of these reasons, that's why I think this is catered towards kids and adults. Again, this game was. They tried to make the most widely appealing game that has ever hit the market.
No, I agree. I think that's exactly right.
Trying to make this for everyone.
And so parents can play with their kids as well, so it's not intimidating and all the other things that come along with it. Yes,
but
exactly.
There's one huge, massive, colossal difference between Wii Sports Golf and this.
Go for it.
Biggest difference, I'm sure you know what it is, and everyone that has played this could possibly know what it is as well. And it's the user interface.
I knew that was coming. I was so glad. I was nervous. I was going to say the nunchucks and the Wii remote, and I was like, wait a minute, what if I was wrong? So I just kept quiet. And now I feel bad.
No, you're right, Dave.
No, you're right.
The user interface for everybody's golf makes me want to throw up. I am physically nauseous while I play this game.
An extreme reaction to a golf game. Okay.
Look, it's giving me the wind 20 times.
I could picture you in just your room, like, oh, hi, honey, what are we playing? Oh, just everyone's golf. Oh, okay, have fun.
It's not just because it gives me the win. It gives you absolutely everything. The screen is just, the real estate is used up. Every single inch of the screen has a bit of information, which is in a game like PGA Tour, Tiger Woods PGA Tour, 2K24, whatever. That makes sense, right? Because you buy that because you like golf. You'd be interested in all of the metrics going on.
That's right.
But in a game like this, going for mass appeal, why the hell would I like to know that I got 217.5 yards on my driver 5 games ago?
That's an aggressive stance. Like, I feel like you played this game too much for like too long. You're not wrong. You're right. I've got it down in gameplay a bit later. The actual golfing side of it is insane.
It is. We'll get to that.
Just back to visuals. Just as a couple things, I thought, and I mentioned this, the hub world is boring as hell.
It is.
It's bland. It's weird. You can get a golf cart later where you can ride around it, but it's just boring. I don't know why anybody would want to. It brings
There's nothing there. There's a little umbrella and some rocks.
It's just.
Oh, and there's a road that goes out into the sea with nothing on it.
Yes, that's right. Nothing to do in the slightest. Like it's not even like Japanese games are quite well known for like hidden objects and coins or something fun you
mini
can find.
Games. Yeah, fun around every corner.
I just had like nothing. It was.
No,
I don't really get why they added that mechanic to it. It was odd.
I found a guy that quizzes you.
Yeah, that's right. That's actually in all the games. That's true. That
it is?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. That's it though.
That's the most fun. You find a guy who quizzes you.
That's it.
Kind of condescendingly as well. He's like,
the gates for the multiplayer.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, that's it.
They're big and flashy. But the servers for this game have been turned off, so I wasn't able to check out the multiplayer. I can think the multiplayer is quite fun when you and a couple of mates or a couple of strangers who like everybody's golf, you partake in a tournament. I'll get to that in value for money, but
I just
all I wanted to say is the multiplayer gates are cool.
Oh, I would say one other like visual thing. This isn't necessarily a good thing. I found this to be a really odd thing. I didn't understand it. Was the gallery of people that you could unlock events later in gameplay and then have follow you, and I don't know why anybody would want this. It was the most superfluous like little thing, or superfluous. Sorry,
it is probably a bit weird. Maybe it could be. Have you ever seen the Tiger Woods playing the final hole in the PGA Tour?
Ah, yes, of course.
So to anybody who hasn't, whenever he plays a hole, the entire crowd walks behind him as he's walking to the
walk to the ball and stuff. Yeah, exactly.
To a point where it's actually turned into quite a tradition, quite something to behold.
Oh, entirely. Yes, I agree.
And I think they're trying to simulate that. I don't know.
I agree. Like they're trying to simulate, as in having crowds watching you, and they do that quite well.
And follow you, I think's my point.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe. Yes. Maybe it's that aspect to it.
I don't know. I'm spitballing.
An in-depth thing to do for such a little like golfing game. But yeah, maybe you're right. I just thought, as you play the game, you unlock new people, and I couldn't have been less interested. Like
true. And
there were like 600 of them.
And if you defeat a versus character, you get their cosplay items.
Yeah, when you get their clothes. And
why just call it clothes?
Call
it a shirt. Why is it? I'm not cosplaying. It's pants. It's pants, Japan.
But it wouldn't be bad. Like, my guy's wearing a golf t-shirt, shorts, shoes, and like a hat, right?
Easy. I was wearing a tank top, barefoot, long shirt. He had a scowl. Yes, I was John McClane.
John McClane. Yeah, I know, I saw. But it'd be something. This is Japan, so I expected like, okay, your opponent, and then it unlocks, and you'd see, I don't know, like a delinquent wearing a leather jacket with big hair.
Yes,
and, like,
yes, that makes sense. A character, a
fiery
character.
hands, and if I defeated him, I got his outfit or something, because that would be fun.
Yes,
But no, like the first person you go up to almost looks like me, and he's wearing checkered pants instead.
Ooh.
Whoa! I unlocked checkered pants. Wow!
Wow, that's so cool. Oh, thank you. Oh, and the versus craft character after this, a dress.
Yes, it's the weirdest, like, it's not fun.
It is.
I unlocked nothing interesting. But anyway,
I cannot
that's the
believe
weirdest thing.
That's one of the main selling points, right? That could be the larger gameplay loop. When you win a tournament, when you defeat a versus character, you get items that you could dress into.
Exactly.
We're all
used to
as.
It. Yeah, we're all used to it with Fortnite and all the skins and everything you can get. The fun part is unlocking or winning or the victory of then wearing it and saying, look what I won. Or
Yes,
but no,
check me out.
This one, I don't get how they missed the plot on that so hard.
Yes, I think they're just trying to turn this into... Are you ready for it?
Go on.
Everybody's golf.
Yes, because everybody wants to just wear the same. And
yes, I got brown shoes. What? I got dark brown shoes. No way.
Yeah. How do I unlock those shoes? You gotta beat me in a round of golf.
Visuals it's unique. Yeah. I adore your point earlier that these tracks are just so serene that you can really spend an afternoon there.
Yes,
that
yes,
is
exactly
awesome.
Right. That's exactly.
I didn't see any other tracks besides Eagle City.
Oh well, yeah, you were quite early. There's a ton of tracks, deserty ones.
I get it. I saw in the intro that there are a lot of tracks.
Yes, that's right. No,
which
of course.
Doesn't make sense to me that after 5 hours,
I
still could not move on from Eagle City.
It's because you've got to go through the mirror version of all 18 holes.
I did.
You've got to go through
I played the first 9 holes. 9 holes in. Great. Yeah. Now 9 holes in mirrored. Ooh, okay, fine.
I know, right?
Now 9 holes out. Great. Okay, fine. Can I get the next track, please? Oh no, you need to play 9 holes out mirrored.
That's right.
And that's all the morning. Now you need to do all 4 tournaments in the afternoon.
They do squeeze that concept on, like,
please, everybody's golf. Can I get some more courses, please, sir?
Which is weird because everybody's golf, which the Mario games are almost like the gameplay is identical. Mario games have insane golf courses.
True.
Like amazing golf courses.
That's great. That is fantastic. Mario, they've got it down. Mushroom Kingdom golf course. Yes.
Yes, exactly, right?
Cooper Land golf course. Oh, so good. Underground golf course, which I don't think they've done. And if they steal that idea, I'm suing.
No, exactly. Get the painted in straight away.
It's just, they've got it down. And I don't know why they just made more courses. Or introduced more courses earlier.
Yeah, just something fun. That's all. Just fun. Just a little bit of, I don't know, something that bounces, or a large mushroom you can hit things off, or I don't know. Anyway, anything else visually?
No, let's go to audio.
Audio, right? It's got to be the best. No narrative. Visuals were meh. Audio, it's going to come in strong, right?
Here we go. No!
Now, Mr. Audio, this is Mr. Audio Man saying this. You must have found some goodness out there, though, right? Because you're listening to the cellos, you're listening to the depth, the dissonance.
It's just, once again,
what did you find?
They were trying to go for the most widely appealing visuals and narrative, and for audio as well. So it just ended up being nothing special. The soundtrack is basically just instrumental, soft pop and soft rock.
Yeah, just elevator music again. I wrote
exactly
down.
Elevator music, but add a guitar, because most people like a guitar, so it's got to be in there, and they do. It's just soft. It's just soft pop, soft rock, no vocals, just instrumental.
Well, you had that weird. Oh, sorry, in the soundtrack. Sorry, yes, go on. Apologies. Yes, sorry, no vocals.
It's truly the most mass marketable soundtrack for any game.
It's one of the things I said throughout the whole game. You play it. This is 20. What did I say? 17, 14. I forget. 17. Right. This is 20 years ago, and even the audio sounded like the PlayStation 1 version. It's all just that. And nice shot. Like an arcade game cabinet, like years ago when you'd
nice
and
bar.
Some of it was so condescending because it would be nice shot, and then it would land
approach.
in the bunker, and it would be, and then it would be like, the whole crowd.
That's just a disappointed
Yeah,
and the entire crowd would do that. They wouldn't say anything. Just a oh.
But don't tell me it's a nice shot when it's not. Look where it landed. Like it's a weird. It's almost like punishing. Yeah, I did good. Thanks. Oh, you know that's a +5 on this course.
Oh, damn it. Oh, you lost the entire tournament.
Yes.
I hope you weren't doing anything for the next 45 minutes.
And it's so aggressive when you keep getting like what are you doing?
I get it.
This is a golf tournament.
I totally get that. I get a nice shot, and then oh no. You would hit a tree trunk.
Yeah,
and it would bounce off of the tree trunk into the pond.
So frustrating. Yeah, I agree.
That's gameplay. But
yes, I agree.
In audio, there's nothing special. The weirdest thing, even though the voice acted lines are overdone and not engaging. Yeah, not engaging at all. Like it's just somebody going for a paycheck.
Okay, it is weird because they did get it dubbed. It's in English, ladies and gents. You know, you picture these things, it would all generally just be in Japanese. Yeah, your golf caddy.
Is it the voice acting for the first caddy girl, Yuka?
Yeah.
Constantly jumps between Japanese and American accents.
I didn't actually notice that.
And I'm sure
it's one of those games
she is I get it, supposed to be Japanese in game because your next caddy is European somewhat.
That's right. That's also a thing in these games. You often get different caddies. I had a
Which
Scotsman,
is cool. That's great.
Always cool. Yeah.
That's awesome. But the first girl, Yuka, she constantly jumps between Japanese and American accents. At the start of each hole, she says, hole 5, it's a par 4, right?
Yeah, that's right. She does. She tells you the par of each course.
But the hole 5 and par 4 part, they're not the same voice actors.
Yes, I think I noticed that too. It's really weird, right?
It is really weird. It's the same sentence, but spoken by two different voice actors. And the first one is very clearly Japanese, and the second one is very clearly American. So the sentence would be, hole 5, it's a par 4.
that was good. That was a good American accent.
Thank you. It's a bit exaggerated, and excuse me. Sorry, any Americans or Japanese listening to this. Nothing against your accents, but why did they divide the sentence into a Japanese voice accent and an American voice accent? It makes no sense. I'm getting riled up.
It's like they opened the 1991 or 1989 sound folder, and there's just folders there that says "nice shot," and they just dragged it, and then what?
Yep.
Oh, par 4. Yeah, that's that one.
Control
this
C.
One. And you're just like, well, this
shot.
one says that's the Japanese for par 4, right? It says, okay, put that across 2.
That should work.
It just sounds like one of those really generic soundboards that somebody just put in.
It does.
Without any connectivity. The audio-wise, it's weird to think it, but the audio in this game is worse than other games, because I remember, weirdly, I played the PlayStation 2 version as a child, years and years ago. And you always used to have do you know what a cicada is?
No.
There's I might be saying it wrong. It's a very famous Japanese bug that it's kind of like Americans crickets.
Oh, right.
It's got that weird,
I've read the word. I've just never heard it spoken.
It's got that weird, it's basically Japanese wildlife. It's the sound of. Like, you hear it all the time. It's in anime, it's in games. It's that weird, just nature being alive in the background. Yes. And I always used to like that in the PlayStation 2 version because there was noise and there was birds.
Ambiance.
Yeah, exactly.
Ambiance.
Here, I only noticed it because I was doing this. There isn't any.
It's just music.
Yeah.
It's just mass marketable soft rock music.
Yeah.
Because that's what people like. That's what they listen to. And they wanted this game to appeal to everybody. It's too much.
But it's poorly, everybody. It's the
It
clapping
poorly,
is
everybody.
the clapping is almost like it's mono instead of stereo or something like that. It's got that echo of being done in a small room with like 3 people, and that's the crowd of people clapping. It's really weird.
Can I just say, I think this would be a good point for us to just say, if you like this game,
Yes.
fantastic.
Yes.
Absolutely great. We're not dunking on this game.
Not at all.
No.
I remember, I put 40 hours in it. That isn't because I'm some sort of stickler for punishment or I want to go deep and hard into the progression of this game. There were parts of it with my own nostalgia kick, but also that like I've got 10 minutes just do another 9 holes.
Yeah.
Or so like it's it's not horrible. It's just when you break it down, it's not good.
Yeah. You're allowed to like this game.
Exactly right. Exactly.
Do not let us tell you what to enjoy.
Exactly right. Anything else audio-wise you found?
Yes, I've got one good part, one good bit.
Yes, I'm excited.
And I'm sure everybody's going to agree with this. The one piece of good sound design that I think is really good, stellar, is, excuse me, when you get a perfect shot.
Yeah.
Your driver smacks the ball just right.
Yeah.
That sound is extremely satisfying.
It's the literal sound like from golf, right? That
it
when
is.
When your driver, your metal club hits that ball and it's got its own little pitch.
Oh,
I know.
know.
It's such a good.
It's almost cathartic. I'm a big fan of that sound. They know it, and I noticed that when you get a nice shot or whatever, the volume is just slightly turned up.
Oh yes, I agree. Yeah, it is.
They know that sound is Hall of Fame. That's a Hall of Fame sound.
That's exactly
right next
exactly
to Mario's
right.
coin and Sonic's spin.
It is. It's one of those very satisfying noises. Even in real life, it's just like, whoa. And I'm told that like golfers in real life, like proper golfers, they can actually hear that sound when they hit the ball to know if they've actually performed a good shot or not.
Oh, really?
Because there's something about hitting the ball with the center of your club, which will have a different noise than if you hit it to the side or right.
Okay.
So that is actually in golfing.
Oh, that's
has
so
that
good.
same effect.
That is good.
As a golfer, you go ooh, and you don't even look at the ball because you know you hit that straight and true.
Do
and
it again.
It is. It's one of those. It is one of those noises like. Oh, I hope on the next shot I hit it perfectly again and I get the little bar. It is. It's got one of those addictive aspects to it.
Speaking of how to get this perfect shot, the gameplay boils down to get a perfect shot like this. It boils down to tapping a single button 3 times. If you tap them good 3 times, you get this perfect shot. But let's not take away from the fact that the main gameplay mechanic, almost the entire gameplay mechanic, is tapping a single button 3 times. That is it.
It's one of those things because I played, well, like I said, you mentioned the Wii had the golfing game where you had the Wii remote, which was great. To be able to swing, to be able to aim and stuff like that. That was cool. That's why we all loved the Wii.
Yes.
And then I've played the PGA Tour Tony Hawk's. No,
Tiger Woods.
And Tiger Woods one. And you move some versions of it, you move the analog stick backwards and forwards to do the strength of the ball and stuff like that. Which was a good idea. I didn't like it because it was so finicky. But
inaccurate.
I get why they did it. So I was trying to think, how else would you put the gameplay of golf? And the only way I can think of doing it is how they've done it. Like, how else do you do it?
True. I can't think of any other way besides the, in only case, superior motion controls of the Wii Sports.
Yes.
I can't think of any other way, but that doesn't mean I should like it.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag because it also gives you that room for an accident, which is very prevalent in golf. If you hit it to the left, hit it to the right, it goes left and right, and then you have to adapt and overcome them. And that little bar thing, where, ladies and gents, if you don't know what we're talking about, you have a power bar at the bottom. you activate this little side scroll to the left, and then you have to activate your X button or whatever, push again to stop it close to the full bar as possible.
Yeah.
And then when it comes back again, you got to stop your little scroll box and make it hit another scroll box almost perfectly, so they align to make the perfect shot.
And by doing this, they can gauge your power, the strength of your hit, and the second time they gauge your accuracy.
Yeah, where you hit the ball.
Exactly.
On left side, right side, and stuff like that.
It's not a bad idea in theory. In theory.
Yeah. But you're right. At some point, you notice you're just pressing X and then pressing X.
That is
and then
it.
Pressing X.
That's all you're doing.
And then
there are a lot of other smaller variables that pale in comparison to the button that must be pressed 3 times.
Yes. You do notice that entire game can just be X, X, X.
Exactly.
Then all the talking, skipping that is just X.
That's
the
it.
end is
the
just
customizing, the choosing a course, choosing a
X.
tournament,
That's right. It's
choosing
all just
a versus
next,
character.
just
That's it.
next. Yeah. It's so it was the gameplay here, and I think you did as well. I actually gave credit where credit was due more than you did, because like I said, I've got nostalgia goggles a bit more than you. I did play this as a kid with my brother, so there's an aspect to it. There is and you mentioned this earlier in regards to what was displayed on screen, and there's a ton.
There's too much. There's too much.
And your point is valid. The idea, how is this everyone's golf? Because all that information on screen is super important if you're super into golf.
Exactly. Like 99% of people are not going to care about 90% of what's on screen.
Like I said, there are aspects on screen that show you the coverage of grass your ball's been taken up.
I just wanted to say that, yes. And then it's got bars to the top and bars to the side of this ball.
And where you can place your hits, what angle of the slope that your ball is placed on. Now, if you're playing golf, all super important information. Really important.
But granular.
Yes, of course. And this game was it's actually got some complexities in it. You get the distance from it, you get the wind, which is important, but bizarre in this game quite a lot. Hell, you even get the gradient of slope on the pitch, the green.
On the green, yes.
The putting green and stuff like that, so you know. So, for example, on the bar, it tells you you're 6 feet or 6 yards away from the hole. But if you're on an uphill gradient, you have to hit harder than 6 feet.
Correct.
Right? And less if you're going downhill, because then you'll overshoot it. So there was actually a ton of complexity in this game if you wanted. If you're actually like a golfing enthusiast.
True.
There's a
if
ton
you want
there.
But, and this I don't get why they didn't change it. Everybody isn't going to want that.
You thought there should be a toggle, right? Switch it on,
exactly.
switch it
There
off,
should be a toggle
to
turn this into not this. This is what I said earlier. This is for the parent that wants to introduce golf to their 6-year-old.
Yeah,
the 6-year-old's going to look at the trees, the grass, the man hitting the ball. The parent is going to look at all the other stuff.
But I do kind of respect that they built it as part of the gameplay. Even weather. The rain affects the ball fall. It will fall flat compared to it bouncing and stuff like that.
Yes.
That's kind of in-depth for this type of game.
It is. But do they need to tell that to me 10 times in the span of 3 seconds?
They do tell you a lot. It's raining here.
Yes.
The wind.
And in the UI, oh man. Okay, excuse me. This back to gameplay. It's just, it does affect everything, but it is just too much. If it's going to be added into the game, which it should be, good job, make it invisible. A good UI isn't intruding on the gameplay.
Yes, well, you can't.
Your UI succeeds when the player doesn't even realize it's there.
Yes, especially in modern gaming. You're
especially in modern gaming. Something like Spider-Man, right?
Yes,
or God of War.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. It's getting better, and this is just a big UI on there all the time. Doesn't matter what you do, it's always on there. Little mini maps, information, winds, the golf clubs you're using, the type of ball you're using. It's
there. Even during the auto-loading screens.
Yeah, it's a plus in its complexity, but you're right. Then it's kind of that weird mixture of, is this for everyone, or is this for, you know, the people who like playing Tony Hawk's again? What's wrong with me? PGA Golf Tour, or whoever the hell's the front man. I know it's not Woods anymore, so that's fine. And if you're into golf, it's got all those. It's got stroke play. It's got tournaments. It's got competitions. You unlock things.
And as you're right, it does all of that. And as you get used to it, as you become better, in this game, you and your clubs level up as you progress through the courses. So you can make it easier for yourself. To press a single button 3 times.
It is a tad weird because you level up and then when you change clubs, you go back to kind of the beginning and level up again. I'm guessing that's just that normal grind feeling where you feel better that you're gone from 5 to a 6 and you just go, yay, leveling up, right? Now. But it doesn't really affect anything.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. The only thing, I can't believe, the only thing that affects this game is how good you are at pressing a single button 3 times.
Well, it's there was timing. You're granted it's the right button, but you know that it's like an arcade. You know, you've been to the arcades and you got those light machines where you've got to press a button just at the right moment to get your tickets.
I totally get that.
It's the same thing.
But that's a quarter, and that arcade cabinet wasn't nominated for Game of the Year in 2017.
No, it wasn't. That's very true. Again, another part of the game that we've brushed on, and the one we haven't gone into, is that I think a lot of it is the multiplayer.
Yes, that is so true. A lot of it is the multiplayer.
Right. It really is. It's a silly game. It's a multiplayer game. I know we have them now, but it's a multiplayer game you could spend 10 minutes on and then go back to work or make food, look after your kids.
True.
Which back in the day, it wasn't. Minimum like multiplayer game length was like 30 to 40 minutes.
Ugh.
You know, now we have it with Apex and stuff like that, with very short little rounds and Counter-Strike and stuff like that. But it was, and this did the whole thing. You could play 9 holes of golf, take your mates from work or your brothers, sisters, family, and you could get it done in 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, depending on how good you are, I suppose.
And I think everybody has a lot of fun with this when you're playing it with friends, like most.
Everybody has a lot of fun. You see what they did there? It is for everybody.
Oh, no.
That's right.
What?
Whoa! Mind blow, right?
You can get your mates. You could challenge everyone. You could participate in tournaments where you get the chance to press a single button 3 times.
You're forgetting you unlock coins to buy more boring stuff from the shop. So you don't just unlock it, you get coins. Like, they're hard to get, I might add. You get like 60 from a tournament and things are worth like 1,000.
Yes.
So again, you would get these coins and you think, damn, yeah, now I've saved up. I got first place in the last 6 tournaments. I'm going to buy myself the sweetest hat or the greatest shirt. And you go in there and it's like the same hat you have right now, but red.
Oh, yeah.
Yours for 1,000 coins. Like, give me bunny ears. I don't know. Give me a tail. I don't really care. Just give me something that's just the Gap. But
I get
as a store in the game. It's just really weird.
It is, but it's the shop. It's the tournaments, the challenges, the multiplayer. There's just so much in this game. They did add a whole lot around the fact, and it's so absolutely hilarious to me that a game this bloated with useless data and game mechanics essentially boils down to pressing a single goddamn button 3 times.
It's like, every time you say that, for some reason I get the clip from Lost in my head. You know, that I don't know why. You know, there's that scene where they have to keep pressing a sequence of numbers to keep the big scary monster behind.
Oh, the sequence of numbers.
No, you must press it. Someone must be here to press
the sequence of numbers.
Sorry,
you mustn't forget the sequence of numbers.
The only way I win this game is by pressing this X and then pressing it again and then a third time. Did I win? Yes.
Oh, yeah, I did it.
We've cracked it.
Let's do it again.
Yeah, that's right. Well, fundamentally, you could argue all games are that to some degree.
Okay, sure. All games are that, I guess.
like
if
I said,
we're being
like
super technical.
Like I said, which I know you always bugs you, and I mentioned before, Diablo is basically clicking things to death. There's one. I'm click it. Yeah. So
it's clipped to death.
Yeah, right. Granted, I could go on a tangent.
You're
there.
right. I guess
good.
when we're technical, all games essentially do boil down to that, except weirdly, once again, Wii Sports.
Yes, true. And there is skill to the progression of button pressing to a lot of newer games compared to just pressing X a number of times. Anything else gameplay-wise?
No, please. I cannot stress the fact enough that it's just a single button 3 times. Please, can we move on?
Then
I sound like a broken record.
Performance, right? It had to have shined.
It did.
It did. Oh, I've got a problem. It's a stupid problem. It's a problem we always bring up.
What?
And loading screens.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like,
no, not loading screens. No, this game calls them auto loadings.
Yes, right? Which that's not the same thing.
Zero
then, right?
sense.
Because,
it's the same thing. It makes 0 sense, but this game doesn't call it loading. No, it's called auto loading.
And you've got practice. You have that same button push that you love so much.
Yes, because we just can't get enough of that sweet single button press every time.
I love the idea that the premise is like, okay, let me just get my, let me get in zone. Oh, excellent, some practices. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
Boom, the auto loading's finished. That little practice right there, that's done it for me. I'm there. Oh, yeah. I'm owning this game now. I'm ready.
So yeah, the loading screens are a bit bizarre for a game that doesn't look great.
But there. I mean, there aren't too many, are there? I mean, it's a single auto loading screen, then you can jump between the courses.
Per course, yeah. I'm being a bit grumpy. I'm just
it's fine. It shouldn't be auto loading this much. I mean, we're playing this on a PS5.
Yeah, exactly. It's. Sorry, I had another rant then about current games and their maps, but no, I'll leave that for later. No, performance-wise, that was it. That was all I've got to complain about.
I get it. This game, I get it. I scored it quite well for performance. There's not a lot they can muck up.
No, true. Very true. Value for money-wise, then?
This one is good. This one is good. Because, of course, if you can play this with your mates and you're all having a good time, which is subjective, then it has its value for money. Right.
And like you said, it's on PlayStation Network's subscription service. I'm guessing it's on Steam. Sorry, I forgot to actually.
I don't know. I don't think so. Because
in my mind, this is a PlayStation, like an exclusive, right?
It is. It was made by Japan Studios, they are owned by PlayStation. It's a first-party title. I don't think this exists anywhere other than PlayStation itself.
Yeah, I agree.
And with the service turned off, there's no way you could play online. Everybody's golf.
Yes, of course, yes. Unfortunate, it does happen with games. It is, like I said, it is, my nostalgia goggles come in again. I played this with my brother. The idea that I can pick it up and play it with him again sometime, that's fun. The only thing I only realised, this has 7 games. There was Hot Shots, there's the whole thing. Why did it die?
What do you mean?
This the last game. This is the last game. 2017.
2017, yeah. Oh, so there's no other Everybody's Golf after this.
Yeah, like, was it just the end of the golfing fad? I was just thinking the other day. This has been around for 20 years. 2017, and it was kind of like a reimagining, a rebirthing of the concept again. But then it just stopped. Here we
go. You're right.
Am I wrong?
No, I don't. Okay, we've got Everybody's Golf, 1997. Number 2, 1999. Hot Shots Golf, 2001.
Yeah, the American.
Everybody's Golf 4, 2003. Everybody's Golf Portable. Everybody's Tennis.
Of course. Actually, not a bad game, by the way.
Everybody's Golf Portable 2. Yeah. Hot Shots Golf. They're jumping between Everybody's Golf and Hot Shots Golf.
Yeah, the one was just for the Western market.
Hot Shots Tennis.
Yeah.
Everybody's Golf 6, 2011. Everybody's Golf, the reboot, 2017.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and there's a release after this.
Oh, I'm excited by the name of it.
Ooh, Everybody's Golf VR.
Oh, okay, that makes sense to some degree.
Does make a lot of sense.
Because this would work in kind of VR. It'd still be somewhat boring, but it would.
Okay, you've got the headset, you've got the PlayStation Move controllers. So... if you can somehow eliminate the VR, then you're just swinging for the golf, eliminating the famous 3-button press.
Yeah.
And you're in the courses.
Well, that makes sense.
That makes
cool.
a lot of sense.
Yeah. That wouldn't be high pull on graphics cards. That'd be, again, access to a lot of people. Granted, VR's still bloody expensive. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, it's still quite a few years ago. But it makes sense them going down that avenue now. The VR side of things compared to the button press, like you said. Okay, it's interesting
like a good idea.
But value-wise...
almost as good an idea as... Dead or Alive volleyball turning into a gacha game.
That's true. I always find it fascinating where games go and develop into and trends and stuff. Yes. That's insane how some things go. It really is.
Other than that, the value for money, it's what you get out of this. If you enjoy the gameplay loop, if you like golf, if you're a fan of Japanese style, culture, whatever, you'll get your money's worth for this game, especially if the servers were still on. Yes,
very much so. That's sadly a big minus by all accounts. Because
it is, unfortunately.
I didn't even notice when playing it. Was there a 2-player co-op, same screen? Because the old games did. Really? PlayStation 2 version, PlayStation 1 version. I played with my brother, same console, 2 controllers. I just realized that didn't come up in this game, did it?
Oh, I don't know. When the start screen opens up, you can choose between single player and multiplayer. Maybe.
Okay, that's true. Maybe I didn't.
I don't know if this is couch co-op.
I won't. Okay, granted. Okay, I won't say anything because maybe there is because I also didn't really look into it that much. But yeah, it's well worth your buck. It's kind of free. I'm guessing out and about there. I couldn't find it too much on eBay and stuff like that. It's cheap as chips because, like most Japanese games of this type, they just print it and print it and print it and print it. You'll find it as coasters somewhere and stuff like that, which is fine. Like it's worth the money. It's worth a few bucks. Pick it up.
It is, especially if you enjoy it.
Enjoy it. But that's about it. That's all I can. It's alright.
That is everybody's golf.
Yes.
Probably the most mass marketed game made for everyone.
Everybody.
But then why golf? Why golf? Is it just because of the pedigree?
Yes, I'm guessing so. And it was the era. I think there was a big golf buzz.
I guess
at that time too.
I guess.
I feel like the grade of this game should just be Y. Like WHY. just and we didn't do this and it came out as Y. What? Just
why on earth
would
you? No, but this game, I mean, it's got some good parts, but unfortunately the worst parts outweighs the good. And that is subjective. If you enjoy this game, don't let us tell you that you
exactly
don't.
Right.
Who are we to tell you?
No, exactly right. Yeah.
Right? We took our scores. We took them to home base where we put on some tank tops. And this one we gave a dress. Oh, and this score we gave blue shoes. How cool's that? Right? They all went out into the course to play a tournament. And the winner of the entire tournament of pressing a single button 3 times is the letter grade rating of D.
Which
just
is
D.
The same. So it was actually better than I was expecting, to be honest with you, as scores come through this.
D isn't a great score, but it's above D- and F.
It got the same score as my time at Portia. I almost said Porsche.
No.
That would have been hard. No, it's Portia.
It's wrong.
I'm feeling enraged just reading that again, and I remember why I gave that a D. So yeah, it's one of those games. If it's your thing, pick it up.
Yes, I still cannot believe that this is the game that Sony wanted one of its first-party developers, a good studio that have made really great games. They wanted them to make this. I don't get it.
It is weird, isn't it? I'd love to sit down and ask them. Those type of questions to me. Just ask them why. Is it just business? Was it cheap to make and the numbers you could produce and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So it's just a money thing.
It'd be
intriguing.
It's almost like Warner Brothers asking their best development company to stop making good superhero games and make a live action shooter. Oof.
Yeah, don't or Ubisoft telling people that they should stop players should start understanding that they don't own their games anymore, or get used to not owning.
That's a deep conversation.
I know, but damn it, I read that the other day and got kind of enraged. But anyway, this is a decent game. It's all right. It's a classic. If you like golf, pick it up. If you don't, don't. If
you like everybody, pick it up. If you don't, don't pick it up. Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that joke.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, thanks everybody for listening to this week's episode. If you'd be so kind, you could leave us a review. If you're not kind, don't do it. Don't do it. If you're a horrible person, don't leave a review.
That's the meanest thing you could do to us. Just don't do it. And we'll know. We'll know that's how you feel, right?
We'll know, Jackson.
Yeah, we know. Sebastian. Yeah, we know all about you and your reviewing. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. You could rather follow us on our social media channels on Instagram or YouTube, or you could shoot us an email. I'm nick@criticalarcade.com.
And I'm Dave at criticalarcade.com.
Besides, for your email, Dave, where else can we follow you?
Well, I am out and about. I'm out there. I was inspired by all the scenery and stuff we found in this game. It was remarkable. But I have taken the soundtrack to this game, the generic claps, the weird noises whenever you get a bogey, just to denote, and I will make it the soundtrack to your life. At any moment you do anything bad, be it when you're close to
This one's a bit more subtle.
This one's subtle, but if you do really think about it, like, in your failures or even your mistakes, you'll always hear someone going, aren't you just...
Aren't you such a disappointment?
Yeah, that's right.
And
when you achieve something, it will be that, like, slow, like, quiet clap, like, aren't you clever?
Yes. The birth of your firstborn son is going to be spoiled by a Japanese caddy shouting, "Nice shot!"
Granted, it's twisted. That's right. So by all accounts, if you want those, now just slightly use your imagination where those become really awkward moments, like, granted, you're out at a bar, you're taking tequilas, nice shot. It's a great one. But then you get, you're smacking your father-in-law because he said something mean, and then just nice shot, and then
nice shot. That is good. That is one awkward Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if I should make everybody else hear it. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so everyone else will hear it too. Yeah,
now it's torture.
There it is.
Rather, don't do that. Rather, support us on Patreon for exclusive content on our post-show and Critical Cinema, where you could hear us talk about movies and also complain about Ubisoft's CEO saying we should get used to not owning our games.
It's so insane.
No, we won't, French man.
And that said, the Larian developer guy, he was all on our side because he's one of us. And he said they would never. It's a product. You purchase it. It's why we sell it at a certain price so that you can own it. Exactly. Nice one, Larian.
Thank you, Larian Studios head. Exactly. I don't know your name.
No, it's some foreign name that I can't remember. But anyways, thank you.
David, how about you tell us, what have we got lined up for next week?
Oh yeah, next week's game, I'm absolutely thrilled and excited and giddy with just like joy. It's I don't know, it was originally an indie game. I think
the first one is an indie smash hit.
Yeah, okay. It's the absolute joy, bright rainbow game, Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
Yay! Rainbows!
Right, if you don't know this, ladies and gents, this is one of the, at least in my understanding, it's one of the first games of the horror genre that gave you no weapons, no means to fight back, one of those instability, losing your mind gauges, where you just walk around in the dark, hiding from monstrosities.
Yes.
It sounds just delightful. That's
you're powerless. You're inferior.
Everything. Just that those crippling feelings in a game.
In the dark. Yay!
Yay! I'm so excited.
Tune in next week if you want to listen to us talk about Amnesia: The Dark Descent. I'll have some good things to say. Hopefully Dave will survive.
Well, they'll come out the corner, trying to stop crying. But yeah, by all accounts, it should be interesting.
We'll see you then. Cheers.
Cheers.